Okay. 1, 2, 3. What's up, YouTube? How's it going, guys? So, I've been on the internet for a while. Been looking to make some content. Tried making Twitch. It takes a lot of work, and it's a lot of time. Then, the other night, I had a brilliant idea. What if I took the two things I'm best at, absorbing tons of content and giving my useless ratings or opinions on it for thousands of people on the internet to roast me about? So why not make a show out of it? Every week, I'm going to write down exactly what I consume on the internet, on TV, and make a note of it, and then come back to it later in the week and make a video on it. I'm talking movies, books, video games, celeb gossip, internet memes and trends. You name it, we got it. Think overrated, underrated, but without the celebrities, and instead, it's just me. Only me. Think Philip DeFranco, less credible, but more fun. Think... well, you get the idea. Anyways, we'll see how long this lasts. Let's get to it. Wall Street Bets. For those of you who don't know, or you've had your head under a rock basically, is a Reddit thread that is all about stock trading. And as it is Reddit, it comes with its fair assortment of memes. Reddit got together as a collective and started to buy up individual stocks of a few different kinds, but namely GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, Blockbuster. And what they were trying to do is they saw that a number of wealthy hedge funds are trying to short the market, which means they are trying to bet against the shares. They think that the stock price is going to go down. Reddit saw this as an opportunity to say F you. And instead, they bought as many of these stocks as they could, bumping up the price. And as a result, we saw multi-billion-dollar losses from these hedge funds. It's the best of everything. Memes, money, and saying F you to the big man. I give this 9 out of 10. Next, let's piggyback off of the Wall Street Bets talk and move on to the next topic in that series of events. A little app we like to call Robinhood. Robinhood is an app that lets people on their phone easily trade stocks. Their whole MO was Robinhood. I'm talking like this guy, or this guy. All about taking money from the rich, giving to the poor, empowering the people with the ability to trade on their phone in the palm of their hand. Robinhood shut down people's ability to buy any more GME, which is GameStop, Nokia, any apps that they saw as being volatile at the time. What Robinhood's really doing is by limiting people their ability to buy these stocks, they stop it from going any higher and let the big man recover all their money, because then they don't have to cover all their short sells. We can dive into the ins and outs of stock trading, but essentially, if you're betting that the stock's going to go down and instead the price goes up, you have to pay extra money on top to keep your position. Otherwise, you have to sell your... I think we can all agree that this is a shitty move. 1 out of 10. Next! Gone Girl. Talking Ben Affleck. I think it's Rosamund Pike. Two fairly good actors. Ben Affleck, I mean, he really did a number. His ability to hide that giant phoenix back tattoo was just astonishing. I'm pretty sure this is a movie from like 2018 or something. I was told multiple times from people, Gone Girl, you have to watch it. Once you see it, you're never gonna trust your significant other again. And so I watched it, and you know what? I don't agree. I just don't. I mean, I see the reason why. It's about this guy who wakes up one day, figures out that his wife has just disappeared. And then after unraveling a series of events, you come to find out more about her past. And so it's letting you sort of discover along with the character what has actually happened to it. It's a classic, like, whodunit. With these types of movies, though, I'm always expecting the twist. What I was really hoping for in this movie, that it was going to do the double twist. It was going to twist, and then it was going to crisscross back over. This, it did not. But what it did provide was amazing cinematography. The director did a great job adapting the initial book, I believe. The only issue I really had with it was that once you watch it for yourself, you're gonna realize that I just don't think the police would have acted that way. They would have cast doubt on all parties. They wouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions, and they would have asked a lot of questions. They would have asked a heck of a lot of questions that just didn't get resolved. Gone Girl, 8 out of 10. EuroVision is the latest Will Ferrell movie, and it took inspiration from his wife's heritage, actually. She's Swedish, and in Europe, Eurovision's a big contest. It's sort of like, if you've never seen it before, think American Idol, but on like a global stage where each country selects a singer or a group, and then they perform in an American Idol style contest. The funniest thing about it is Europe cannot help themselves from being wild. You see it in the performances in the movie. You'll see it in the performances if you watch clips of Eurovision in real life. The outfits, the song choices, a lot of them, they'll perform in English even though English is not their first language. It leads to some interesting lyric choices. Will Ferrell takes a spin on this movie that is both comedic but a little bit heartfelt. I had a lot of fun with it. Like watching it. I think the comedy at parts was pretty good. Sometimes it gets a little stale, but it is what it is. 7 out of 10. Next! John Wick 2. John Wick is, you can really break it down to brass tacks. It's this guy who you soon find out used to be an assassin, wanted to get out of the gig, retired, and then some people come and shoot his dog, steal his car, and that's it. And this is bona fide action movie at its best. I mean, John Wick takes all the action parts and moves it into a more serious tone. Far less silliness, like nothing like you'd get out of Fast and Furious. It's much more a man on a mission, and you're just watching it unfold from A to B. So John Wick 2 basically takes John Wick 1 and does it again. This time it starts off, he recovers his car. We find out that one of his jobs as an assassin required the assistance of this famous mob guy, and so he requires something from John Wick in return, and he's come to claim his prize. Well, John doesn't like that, so he just goes on a killing spree. I'm talking balls to the wall. He does not give zero fucks. The guy comes to his door, and he's like, John, I need you to do this, and he goes, I'm not doing it. And so the guy leaves and then blows up his house, and John's like, bruh. Did you not see this coming? I mean, I will say, after watching the first one, now watching number 2, I thought it started off a little slow. A lot of hand-to-hand combat. But then, as it gets into the more espionage, shoot-'em-up style, it's bliss.
Pure bliss.
Non-stop headshots, body shots, leg shots, cracking skulls. I'm telling you, the whole works. It was amazing. There's this one scene in particular which I think is just hilarious. Like, in a movie that's so serious, this was maybe the silliest part. John's getting tracked down by other assassins, and he sees one of them that he recognizes, and he's on this upper platform of a train station, and John's on the lower part, and they're just sort of walking parallel to each other with their guns at their chests, just shooting in a crowd of people. I mean, I was losing my mind. It was so great. This movie, if you're looking for an action movie, this is the best one to watch. The John Wick franchise pulls it off easily once again. 8 out of 10. Palm Springs. This is a movie that came out December 2020, starring Andy Samberg. Definitely like a comedy play on the movie Groundhog. Basically, premise is that a guy continually living the same day over and over again, no matter what he does, wakes up in the bed of the day prior. This was hailed on Rotten Tomatoes as like a 95 or something. Special, like, new take on that genre of movie. I'm gonna have to disagree. I feel as though the first hour they sort of montaged all the funny things that can happen now that they have like these Groundhog Day type powers, and then they kind of just dropped the whole thing by the end, and it was a little unsatisfying. Overrated on Rotten Tomatoes. 6.5 out of 10, 7 maybe. Next, let's talk about video games. So there's this game I've checked out recently. It's called Going Under. An interesting game. An interesting game. That's the best thing I can come up with. Despite looking like a playable Kroger grocery ad, Going Under is an interesting take on the indie genre. It's sort of combining, if you're a business major, entrepreneurial memes with dungeon crawling roguelite aspects, and it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit of an interesting spin. I'm surprised it actually hasn't been done before. I actually saw this game being played by another YouTuber by the name of Northern Line, and it seems a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely give it a thumbs up. Mike and Ike's. I'm talking about the pill-based fruity candy that you pop in your mouth. I watched something like 4 movies this week. What do you need with movies? You need snacks. What did I have? Mike and Ike's. They were on sale at the grocery store, came in a mega mix bundle. I'm talking 10 different flavors. It's maybe the most underrated candy I've ever had. I hadn't tried Mike and Ike's in like 5 years. Tried it with movie number 2, and it was just a pure delight. I mean, truly, an invention that cannot be understated in the food industry. Mike and Ike's, underrated. Got 2 more for you here. Let's talk celebrity trends. This happened about 3 weeks ago. I'm talking about the infamous Armie Hammer scandal. For those of you who don't know, Armie Hammer, famous actor, has been in a lot of popular movies recently. One that comes to mind is Call Me By Your Name, super successful Oscar movie. And it was recently found out 3 weeks ago that he's being accused of cannibalistic tendencies. Some women started coming forward. I believe one of them was his ex-wife, confirming potentially that he's been sending somewhat questionable tweets or texts to certain people, most of which involving some form of cannibalism. These are just insane. Okay. So hard thinking of holding your heart in my hand and controlling when it beats. I am 100% a cannibal. Obviously, the validity of these, we're not too sure about. The way I see this rating going is it's like a Schrodinger cat situation. There's 3 options. Currently, we don't know what's happening inside the box until there's like significant proof that these are real. He is maybe just a freak in the sheets. If these turn out to be true, then he is 100% a cannibal. And if this has all been fake and just memeing so hard on Armie Hammer, I mean, the guy doesn't deserve it, but that's an A+ tier meme.
I want to see everything. I want to see your brain, your blood, your organs, every part of you. I would definitely bite it. 100%.
That gives a whole new meaning to giving brain. Next, Canker Sores. They suck. Wikipedia, I don't even know why the picture circles the canker sore, as if we can't tell what's wrong with the picture. 0 to 10. Trash.